question 4, solve the triangle. So look at what we're given. It's just like our last one. We're given 3 sides. So side, side, side. When we're given 3 sides, we're going to use law of cosines. So once we find the first angle, we can switch to law of sines, and then we can just subtract from 180. So let's start with angle A. And if you look at your 3 options for law of cosines, only one of them has angle A. And it is this one, 2BC times cosine of A. All right, so let's put in everything we know. Side A is 7. Side B is 17. C is 21. And then we repeat those. So first thing, I want to get this by itself. So I'm going to have to put some numbers right here. So 7 squared is 49. And now let's get some numbers. 17 squared plus 21 squared, that's 730. Minus, well, it's negative 2, 17 times 21, which is negative 714 times cosine of A. So I want you to think of cosine of A like x. So how would you solve 49 equals 730 minus 714x? You would not subtract those because of that x. You would start by subtracting the 730 and then getting the negative 714x by itself. That's the same thing we do here. Minus 730. So 49 minus 730 is negative 681. And again, I'm writing this because I want you to see these are related. Okay, then the next thing you would do is divide by negative 714. That's how you would get x by itself. That's how we get cosine by itself. So I'm dividing by negative 714. Negative 681 divided by negative 714 is 227 over 238. That's really ugly, but it's okay. All right, now we have cosine by itself. Now we need to get A by itself. So to get rid of cosine, you take cosine inverse. So I'm going to take cosine inverse of both sides, and that equals 1, and we're just left with A. So cosine inverse of 227 divided by 238. Aha! We have our angle. So 17.49 degrees, right? That is angle A. Once we have that, we can use law of sines to solve for angle B, because we have sine A over A or side, and then sine B over side. And we have all of those except the angle. So let's plug it in. We just found angle A at 17.49. Side A is 7. We're going to solve for angle B, and side B is 17. So let's cross multiply. 7 times sine B equals 17 times sine of 17.49. So we're going to have to take an inverse. Whenever you solve for an angle, you're going to have to do the inverse. But we'll get there. Let's divide both sides by 7. So sine B equals 17 times sine of 17.49 over 7. Okay, here we go. We want to get B by itself. So we're going to take sine inverse of both sides. We're left with just B, and then this whole thing goes in the calculator. So much calculating on this one. So let me open my function. Somehow I closed it. And we want sine inverse because we're using log sine. 17 times sine of 17.49. That's the angle we solved for. All divided by 7. So rounding to 2 decimal places, 46.88 degrees. Don't forget degrees. Okay, what do we know about 3 angles in a triangle? They all add to 180. So we're going to take 180 minus those 2 that we just solved for to get our last one. Hallelujah. 180 minus A minus B. Yay! 115.63. So these problems, they take a long time and there's a lot of steps. But once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad.